President Gutierrez,
Yes, legal counsel.
Clerk Cabrera is having difficulties joining, but she's about to join soon.
Perfect. Sounds good. I thought I did see her name on here. Okay,
Oh,
so
perfect. Thank you.
I'll give it one more minute before we begin tonight's meeting. I know Clerk Cabrera is having some technical issues, so I'll give it a minute for her to rejoin. Okay, I would like to call this meeting to order at 6:07 p.m. I would like to see who is present. Vice President Ramirez,
Present.
Clerk Cabrera. I know she's having technical issues. I did see her here, but we'll wait. Board Member Magaña,
Here.
Board Member Uribe,
Present.
and I'm present as well. I would like to call on legal counsel. I'm sorry, I missed the flag salute. I am so sorry. I would like to call on Ms. Hakopian for this flag salute.
Good evening, Board President Gutierrez, esteemed board members, Superintendent Dr. Scavarna, MUSD leadership, and community participants. I welcome you to join me for the flag salute. Please stand, face the flag, put your right hand over your heart. Please begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hakopian. At this time, I would like to call on legal counsel.
Yes, thank you, President Gutierrez. This is in regards to public comment tonight. For members of the public who may wish to provide public comment in real time during tonight's meeting, we direct you to the instructions under item number 4 on tonight's agenda. Please ensure to provide public comment at the designated time for public comment by dialing 323-887-7900, extension 2494, or by clicking the raise hand button on the Zoom application, or dial *9 to raise your hand from a phone. If members of the public dial in telephonically and the line is busy or goes straight to voicemail, please hang up and try again. Public speakers may choose but need not identify themselves to the Board of Education. However, if any follow-up may be required, providing contact information is encouraged. Accordingly, members of the public should be prepared to identify themselves, provide contact information, and the agenda matter they wish to address. Further, the board may limit the overall time of public comment to no more than 30 minutes or limit the time per speaker to 1 minute for purposes of efficiency to ensure the district can carry on with its business as agendized. Again, for further directions and information, please refer to item number 4 on tonight's agenda. Also, I'd like to remind members of the public that tonight's meeting is a special meeting, and pursuant to Government Code Section 54954.3, public comment is limited to the topics and matters as agendized on tonight's meeting. So anything beyond the scope of what's agendized tonight is not proper for public comment at tonight's meeting. And moving on to a matter regarding adding an item on tonight's agenda. Pursuant to Government Code Section 54954.2, subsection B, subsection 2, district staff is recommending amending the agenda to item 9A-2 as a subsequent need item relating to the ratification of memorandum of understanding between the Montebello Unified School District and the Montebello Teachers Association regarding summer school 2022. Copies of this action item have been provided to you, and copies have been uploaded to the district's website for the public's review. Pursuant to Government Code Section 54954.2, subsection B, subsection 2, this is a subsequent need item in that information came to the district's attention after the agenda for tonight's board meeting was posted, and there is a need for the board to take immediate action to revise the MOU in order to ensure that the MOU memorializes all corresponding summer school 22 related assignments in order for the necessary approval and processing of payments to bargaining unit members or for all instructional and non-instructional related assignments. And as you know, summer school did commence on June 21, 2022. We will need a 2/3 vote of the board members being present, or if less than 2/3 of the board members are present, we will need a unanimous vote of the members being present to make this amendment to the agenda to add this item.
Thank you, legal counsel. And also just want to note that Clerk Cabrera had joined us at 6:09 PM, just in case you need that.
Thank you.
Dr. Garland, do you have any modifications to tonight's agenda?
Good evening, Madam President. Yes, items number 5B have been revised. A copy has been provided to you and copies have been uploaded to the website for the public. And number 5E was pulled from the agenda.
Thank you, Dr. Garland. Is there a motion to approve the agenda with the modifications as indicated by Ms. Copado and Dr. Garland?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Roll call vote, Vice President Ramirez.
Aye.
Clerk Cabrera.
Aye.
Board Member Magana.
Aye.
Board Member Uribe.
Aye.
And an aye for me as well. The motion is carried. At this time, we're going to move on to Los Angeles County Office of Education legal comments. I would like to call on Mr. Bill McGuire.
Thank you, members of the board. I'd like to advise you that tonight is my last meeting with you as a fiscal advisor. First, I want to thank you for your public service to the student, staff, and community of Montebello. I came to you back in March of 2021. There was a lot going on in the district. There was significant upheaval and change, and I want to compliment the board specifically on the growth that you've made during that period since March, how many ever months that is, about 15. With that, I want to compliment you on having Mark Scavarna as your interim superintendent. He's done a great job working with you as the governance team to make dramatic changes in Montebello, and I see those going forward. I really think that the district leadership, the people that I've worked with, are doing a great job moving the district forward, and keep working with them to take the district to the next level. Basically, I'll be ending my time with LACO as your advisor at the end of this fiscal year, which is tomorrow. And it's really because I've done all I can to help the district get to the next level. As your fiscal advisor, they will be announcing someone new soon to become that fiscal advisor. But I do believe that based on the work that you've done over the last 15 months, the things that you've done relative to the issues that have been brought to you by me and the Los Angeles County Office of Education, that you've knocked down all of the things that were on that list of going concern. And I look forward to seeing what you do in the future elsewhere. All right, so I want to thank you and appreciate the opportunity you've given me to serve, and that you've welcomed me into the district to do that as well.
Thank you so much, Mr. McGuire. I just want to say thank you so much for all your expertise you have given us. Thank you. Board Member Uribe?
Yes, Mr. McGuire, I just want to thank you. Thank you for the advice. Thank you for the guidance you've given us, and just God bless you. Thank you.
Board Member Magana?
Hello, Mr. McGuire. I also wanted to take the time to tell you thank you so much, especially thank you for your confidence in us. Thank you for all your great advice. It means a lot to hear from a LACO representative that we are doing a good job and that we are moving forward, and that, you know, there is a difference as to when you got here to now, and you know that means the world. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving Dr. Scavarna the credit he deserves. He's done an amazing work, and I know that we wouldn't be where we are today without his help. So, and your help and your advice. So thank you so much for your time here. Really, really appreciate it.
Clerk Cabrera?
I just want to echo what my colleagues have been saying. I don't think there's anything else I would add. Just thank you very much. Muchas gracias. It means a lot to us, all the support that you've provided, as was mentioned, the confidence. And so you will be missed. Thank you.
All right, thank you, everybody.
And then we have one more comment from Vice President Ramirez.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you. Everybody kind of summed up what I was going to say, but again, we appreciate the support you've given us, and we look forward to keep moving forward. Thank you.
Okay, we'll go ahead and move on to item number 4, public comment. Legal counsel, do we have any written public comment?
We did not receive any public, written public comment for this evening's meeting. Dr. Garland, do we have any public comment in real time, either telephonically or here on Zoom?
Good evening. No, we have not had anyone call in, and there are not any hands up right now.
Okay, with that being said, we can go ahead and move on to number 5, discussion action item. At this time, we're going to consider item number 5A, approval of the local control and accountability plan, LCAP, and local indicators for 2022, 2023. And I just want to ask my colleagues if you can hold your questions till the end, so that way Dr. Mooney can finish his presentation, and we'll go ahead and ask any questions or comments that we have. Thank you. Now I'd like to call on Dr. Mooney.
Yes, good evening. We do not have an updated presentation for this evening. We tonight the item before the board is to approve the LCAP. We held our public hearing at the last meeting 2 weeks ago. There have not been substantive changes to the LCAP since the initial draft was published with the agenda for the prior meeting.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dr. Mooney. Excuse me. Is there a motion to approve this item?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, let's do roll call vote. Vice President Ramirez,
Aye.
Clerk Cabrera,
Aye.
Board Member Magaña,
Aye.
Board Member Uribe,
Aye.
and an aye for me as well. That motion is carried. At this time, we're going to consider item number 5B, adoption of Montebello Unified School District's budget for fiscal year 2022, 2023. And I'd like to call on Mr. Allington.
Thank you, Madam President. Good evening, members of the board, our superintendent, fellow cabinet members, our co-workers in our community tonight. We're here. The California public agencies are required by law to prepare financial reports and budgets which show all revenue and expenditures. We held a public hearing of our adopted budget on June the 18th of this year at a regularly scheduled board meeting. We also presented the data, what it looks like for a multi-year, current year and 2 subsequent years. And it looks as though we're gonna have a positive budget, which is really, really good. Tonight, I recommend the Board of Education adopts the annual budget for fiscal year 2020, 2022, 2023, and authorize the filing of fiscal year 2022, 2023 adopted budget report for the fiscal year 2021, 2022 estimated actuals and audited actuals with the Los Angeles County Superintendent of Schools in accordance with Education Code Section 42127.
Thank you, Mr. Allington. Is there a motion to approve this item?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Perfect. Roll call vote. Vice President Ramirez,
Aye.
Clerk Cabrera,
Aye.
Board Member Magaña,
Aye.
Board Member Uribe,
Aye.
and an aye for me as well. That motion is carried. At this time, we're going to consider item number 5C, approval budget adjustments for 2021, 2022. I would like to call on Mr. Allington.
Sorry. Thank you again, Madam President. This is part of the process for estimated actual, where we true up our ledgers to match the changes that have happened since our last board approved budget, which was our second interim report. So this is just part of that process. So tonight, I recommend that the Board of Education approves the summaries of our budget adjustments made for the period of July 1, 2021 through June 30, 2022.
Thank you, Mr. Allington. Is there a motion to approve this item?
So moved.
Perfect. Thank you. Roll call vote. Vice President Ramirez,
Aye.
Clerk Cabrera,
Aye.
Board Member Magaña,
Aye.
Board Member Uribe,
Aye.
and an aye for me as well. That motion is carried. At this time, we're going to consider item 5D, adoption of resolution number 42, 2021, 2022, Resolution designating certain general funds as committed fund balance. I would like to call on Mr. Allington.
Thank you again, Madam President. This is the final piece of our budget, which the district is required to designate components of our ending fund balance as required. Tonight, I recommend that the Board of Education approves resolution number 42, 2021-2022. Resolution designating certain general funds as committed fund balance for the 2022-2023 fiscal year.
Thank you, Mr. Allington. Is there a motion to approve this item?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call vote, Vice President Ramirez.
Aye.
Clerk Cabrera.
Aye.
Board Member Magaña.
Aye.
Board Member Uribe.
Aye.
And an aye for me as well. That motion is carried. Okay. Next, we'll go ahead and move on to consent agenda. Any items to be pulled from the consent agenda for further action, discussion, and or action? Okay, hearing none. Do I have a motion and a second for approval of the consent agenda as presented?
Motion.
Second.
Okay, thank you. Roll call vote, Vice President Ramirez.
Aye.
Clerk Cabrera.
Aye.
Board Member Magaña.
Aye.
Board Member Uribe.
Aye.
And an aye for me as well. That motion is carried. At this time, we're going to move on to number 7. Board of Education member and Superintendent of School reports. I would like to start off with Board Member Magaña.
Good evening, everyone. I want to thank everyone for joining us on this special meeting. We've had a lot of meetings recently, so thank you for sticking with us. I want to say thank you again to all of our staff, and we know that you've been working really hard, and this budget isn't easy, and a lot of the things that come at us all the time, it's just a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication. So it doesn't go unnoticed. So thank you all so much. Thank you again to Mr. McGuire for all of your advice. It's really helped us a lot. Thank you so much to our superintendent, our interim superintendent, Dr. Skavarna, for all your hard work and your dedication. We wouldn't be where we are today without your help. And that definitely does not go unnoticed. And I am extremely grateful to have you on our team. I think that we couldn't be where we are today without you. And it's quite evident that, there's a lot of new improvements. There's a lot of chapters that are being closed, and I'm excited for this new chapter that we're starting for Montebello with you. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Board Member Magaña. Next, I'd like to call on Vice President Ramirez.
Good evening, everybody. It's getting hot. Just drink lots of water. Have a good night.
Thank you, Vice President. I would like to call on Board Member Uribe.
Good evening, everyone. So I just have a quick comment, and Mark, I know that I've spoken to you about this, but in regards to item 5E, and I know that this is the second time that we've actually pulled this, we do have summer school in session. Security at this point is of the essence. So I would just hope that either we can hold a special to approve this sooner, because I would love to see that these security services are going to be given to our students sooner than later. I know we are short, extremely short with campus security officers. I know that there's a lot of issues going on campuses, fights not being caught, parents sharing concerns of the fact that their kids don't feel safe in school. So I would prioritize this. And also, I don't see Dr. Ewan here, but I am aware that the state scores have come out for Montebello Unified. So if we could have some type of presentation for our next meeting to see how our students are scoring, what is the plan as far as how we're going to support them, because just viewing them myself, it's something that's actually alarming. But I would like to inform our stakeholders, inform the community as well as what the state's test scores are, and also what is our plan of action to help our students. So that concludes my comment. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Board Member Uribe. Next, I'd like to call on Clerk Cabrera.
Buenas noches, noches tardes to everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. No report. I just hope everyone stays safe and definitely hydrated.
Thank you, Clerk Cabrera. And as for me, I don't have no report this evening. Dr. Scavarna?
Just thanks to Bill McGuire, and then I'll work with the comments that we need to sort out with Allison and the board that had the board members that had the issue with the security, and with the board's concurrence. If we iron that all out, then I will move to get the security immediately, and if we bring it back on the next agenda, it'll be a ratification. That way we won't have to wait. We're not trying to delay it. Matter of fact, I would rather have more security than less. So that's my comments. Thank you.
Well said. Thank you so much, Ms. Dr. Scavarna. At this time, I would like to have a motion and a second to adjourn for closed session.
Motion.
Is second. Perfect. Roll call vote. Vice President Ramirez.
Aye.
Clerk Cabrera.
Aye.
Board Member Magaña.
Aye.
Board Member Uribe.
Aye.
And an aye for me as well. That motion is carried. We'll go ahead and recess into closed session. All right, I see everyone here. I would like to reconvene this meeting at 6:53 PM. I would like to have, let's see who's present. Vice President Ramirez,
Present.
Clerk Cabrera,
Present.
Board Member Magana,
Present.
Board Member Uribe,
Present.
and I'm present as well. Legal counsel, can you please provide a closed session report out?
Yes, thank you, President Gutierrez. On 6:31 PM this evening, we convened into closed session. Present via video conference were President Gutierrez, Vice President Ramirez, Clerk Cabrera, Board Member Magana, Board Member Uribe, myself, Dr. Skavarna, Dr. Garland, Mr. Ellingson, Ms. Hakobian, and Mr. McGuire. At 6:33 PM, Dr. Garland, Mr. Ellingson, and Ms. Hakobian exited closed session. As to item A1 in the closed session agenda, an update and briefing was provided to members of the board. By unanimous consensus, direction was provided to legal counsel. No reportable final action was taken, nothing further to report. Closed session discussions concluded at 6:52 PM, and that concludes my report.
Thank you, legal counsel. It is now 6:53 PM. Can I have a motion and a second to adjourn tonight's meeting?
Motion.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Roll call vote. Vice President Ramirez.
Aye.
Clerk Cabrera.
Aye.
Board Member Magana.
Aye.
Board Member Uribe.
Aye.
And an aye for me as well. The motion is carried. Our next regular scheduled meeting is Wednesday, July 20th, 2022 at 6 PM. Thank you so much and have a great night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, folks.
Night.